Hello, boys and girls. It is Math Fido Day 41. Mrs. Steve here with you. Tuesday, May 19th of our last week of school. Today we're going to continue with our work on volume. We're going to look at composite figures. And we're going to define what a composite figure is in just a minute if you're wondering. And the best news of the day is you can use a calculator. So if you want to take out your phone or if you have a calculator itself, I'm going to use my laptop because I'm using my phone to record, but anything that you have that has a calculator that can multiply and add numbers on it. We're going to do page 967, 968, and then a few examples on 969. And then your job is going to be to do the two problems on page 971. And you can use your calculator on everything today. So that's a good helper. So the first thing we need to do to get started is we need to go to page 967. We need a calculator. So if you need to get those things, please pause the video and go get those. Okay. A composite figure. What's a composite figure? Well, it says right here, a composite figure is made up of two or more three-dimensional figures. The composite figures we're going to look at today have either two or three rectangular prisms that make them. To find the volume, you separate the figure into multiple figures. So we're going to visualize it being two separate rectangular prisms or three separate rectangular prisms. And you're going to find the volumes of each one of those rectangular prisms. And once you find the volumes of each one, you'll be able to add them together to get the total volume of the figure. So let's look at this example one, the Arc de Triomphe. That's what this is a real picture of. They did a little sketch here, okay, is roughly in the shape of this composite figure. You can see here's one rectangular prism, here's another rectangular prism, and here's another. This second and third rectangular prism that I printed to you, that I pointed out to you, have the same exact volume. They have the same exact length, width, and height. Okay? The top, the first rectangular prism I pointed out to you, does not. It has its own volume separate from those two. So we're going to find the volume of this one, which is also finding the volume of this one. And then we're going to find the volume of this one. And we're going to add the three volumes up together, all using a calculator. So take a look. They pulled out this second rectangular prism that I pointed out to you. It's 17 long, 24 wide, 32 high. So on our calculator, we're going to take 17 long times 24 wide times 32 high. And we get 13,056. I'm going to write that down while you guys are looking at it. 13,056. So I wrote it over here. The volume of this rectangular prism is 13,056. Remember, I told you this one is this other leg here, and they're the same exact size. So again, it's 13,056. So we've got these two legs here of the rectangular prisms, the whole figure, and now we've got to find this top one. So looking at it, it's 50 long and 22 high. The width here this measurement is 24. So it's 24 wide. Sometimes you have to kind of look for one of the measurements in composite figures. You've got to look like farther down or on the other side or in the back or something. So it's 50 long, 24 wide, 22 high. So over on my calculator, 50 long times 24 wide times 22 high. 26,400. 50 times 24 times 22. So in this box, on the third one, 26,400. Okay? And now with our calculators, we're going to add up these three numbers. And if you're like me, you still have 26,400 on your calculator. You're just going to hit plus 13,056 plus 13,056. 52,512. So the Arc de Triomphe its volume is about 52,512 cubic yards. Remember, volume always is in cubic units, and see they even do the abbreviation yard with the little 3 for three-dimensional figure. Let's turn the page. We're going to look at another one here, and you'll see I already filled out. Oh, I even already filled out the answer. Oh, Mrs. Steve. That's easy come, easy go. So you can see there's two rectangular prisms that make up this composite figure. There's this bottom one, and then there's this one that's standing up on its really skinny edge. We're going to find the volume of the one that's standing up on its really skinny edge. So we're going to do 2/10, which is the length, times 2 meters, which is the width, times 2 2/10, which is the height. So over here, I'm going to clear everything out. It was 0.2, 2/10 times 2 times 2 2/10. And I get 88 hundredths. 0.88 is how you write that. Remember, with decimals, sometimes when we multiply, we actually end up getting a product that's smaller. And that's kind of what this is like. Okay? Now we need to do this one that's laying down. And you want to know the great news? They already did some of the work for us. The base of this entire bottom piece is 4 square meters. So all we need to do is multiply it times the height, which is 2/10. So we're going to do 4 times 2/10. So on my calculator, 4 times 0.2. And I get 8/10. 8/10. And now I'm going to add these up. If you're like me, you still have 8/10 on your calculator. You're just going to put in 0.88 or 88 hundredths. You get 1 68 hundredths cubic meters. 1 68 hundredths cubic meters. Now we're going to go down and do number 1, and you'll see they don't split them apart for us this time, and that's okay, but they still help us with a little bit. You have a really big rectangular prism here. The base of it is 126 square centimeters. The height of it is 11 centimeters. And then you have a smaller one. Let's do this bigger one first. It's 126 as the base times 11 high. So again, I'm going to clear everything out. 126 times 11 high. I get 1,386. And that is cubic centimeters for the bigger rectangular prism. The smaller one is 9 centimeters long, 2 centimeters wide, 5 centimeters high. So we're going to do 2 long times 9 wide times 5 high. Clear this. 2 long times 9 wide times 5 high. 90. So this one is 90 cubic centimeters. And now we're going to add up those two volumes. 1,386 plus 90. I already have 90 on my screen. So I'm going to do plus 1,386. And I get 1,476. 1,476 cubic centimeters for the whole entire thing. We are coming over to number 2. Yes, this is my second take. My first take, my phone ran out of storage. I know, right in the middle of it. Number 2, here we go. Let's do the big rectangular prism here on the bottom. So it's 8 long times 6 wide times 5 high. 8 long times 6 wide times 5 high. This one is 192. Oh, you know what? It's not 192. I was just looking. I put in 4 on accident. So let me try that again. 8 times 6 times 5, 240. 200, this bottom one, let me get my white out. Thank goodness I have a few of these in my backpack. This one is 240. Now let's look at the top. And remember, this was an example of one that you had to find the width. This block that's on top of this block, the smaller block and the larger block are the same width. Do you see that? So I labeled this as 6 meters. So it's 3 long by 6 wide by 5 high. So again, 3 long by, I'm sorry, that's not right. 6 long by 3 high by 5, 6 long by 3 wide by 5 high. 6 times 3 times 5. And we get 90. The good news is, yes, I'm saying some of that wrong. That's the bad news. The good news is with multiplication, the order that you multiply won't change it. Won't change your product. Now we're going to add these up. 90 plus 240. I already have 90 on my screen. I'm just going to hit plus 240. And I get 330. It's meters, cubic meters. Let's do another one. Give me 1 second. Let's do another one. Let's do number 5 because I see there's some decimals and on your homework, there's one that has decimals, okay? Let's look at this real tall guy here. It's 11 feet high. So it's 6 wide, 6 long, 4 wide, 11 feet high. So 6 times 4 times 11 for the bigger rectangular prism. So over here, I'm going to clear it out because I don't want to use any of the old numbers. 6 times 4 times 11, 264. So the big one is 264 cubic feet. The little one, this is where your decimals come in. The little one is 7 feet long, 1 5/10 wide, 3 high. So it's 7 times 1 5/10 times 3. So come over here, clear. 7 times 1 5/10 times 3. 31 5/10. So the volume equals 31 5/10 cubic feet. That's still on my calculator. All I'm going to do is add 264 to that. So I'm going to come over here. I'm not going to clear it because I want to use that number. Plus 264. 295 5/10. And remember, both of those amounts we added were cubic feet. So it stays cubic feet. So tonight you are going to do page 971. Very similar to what we did. Look, this one, on this big one here on number 2, they already gave you the base. So that should definitely help out. Oh, and on this one, the height and the width are both 1. So you know what that product's going to be with those 3 numbers. Over here, they have a, 1 by 3 by 5. Down here, 3 by 3 by 7. So you're going to find the volumes of both the rectangular prisms and then add them together. Same thing here. Find the volume of both rectangular prisms, add them together. You can use a calculator. I know you're going to see right now why Mrs. Steve did not teach art. You can use a calculator on these, whether it's on your phone, your tablet, your whatever. Or if you just have the old-fashioned calculators, you can use one. If you have any questions, email me, amanda.steve@westernbeaver.org. When you get page 971 done, submit it to that same email address, a picture of it, amanda.steve@westernbeaver.org. I miss you guys very, very much. 3 more days, and then it's summer break. Talk to you all soon. Take care.